Hi, today's topic is John Donne's poem For Whom the Bell Tolls. Let's know more about John Donne. He was born in 1572 into a Roman Catholic family in England. He was an English poet, scholar, and soldier. He wrote many love poems, sonnets, religious poems, songs, elegies, and satires. He was known as a metaphysical poet. So let's see what is metaphysical poetry. And he belongs to the school of metaphysical poetry. Metaphysical is a combination of two words, meta and physical. Meta means beyond, so metaphysical means beyond physical, that is beyond the normal and ordinary. So metaphysical poetry deals with the objects or ideas that are beyond the existence of this physical world. So here metaphysical poets uses metaphysical conceits. So in this, uh, this is a unique, one of the unique characteristics of metaphysical poetry. Here the poet compares very dissimilar things, and comparison is unusual. So for example, John Donne calls lovers as 2 points of compass in the poem A Valediction, Forbidden Morning. And here, in another poem, in The Flea, he uses the concept of the flea, biting his first, biting first him and then his mistress as a justification for their going to bed together. So in this poem, he seduces his mistress using the conceit of the flea. And John Donne, in another poem, Twickenham Garden, compares a lover's tears to wine of love. So this is an unusual use of juxtaposition. And we see it's a popular poems. So they are Nocturnal upon St. Lucie Day, The Canonization, and The Flea. These are his popular poems. A 14-line sonnet. I will explain this poem line by line. So themes in the poem are death and interconnectedness of human beings, and Donne emphasizes connectivity of humans in the poem. So let's see the poem line by line. Here Donne uses a metaphor to depict human relationships to land masses and the bell tolling to death. So first line, no man is an island entire of itself. Each is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. So island means a piece of land completely surrounded by water. This is a picture of an island. Continent means, in this context, it is mainland. So here he states that no man is an island. It means man is not an island. He is a social animal. He cannot survive alone like a island. So we should rely on one another entire of itself. No single person is entirely separate from the rest of the world. So here each is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. So every human being is a part of a whole. So here we see island is used as a metaphor for isolation and remoteness. So, but here human beings are connected to each other. So connection is very important to survive in the world. So no man is an island. The here Donne compares human beings, their connections to one another and the rest of the world to land masses that are part of a continent. So they are all part of the main. If a cloud be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manner of the thine own. Here cloud means a lump of earth or clay, a part of earth. Promontory, it's a piece of land that projects from a coastline into the sea. This is the a picture of promontory. So it's a piece of land or rock projecting into a body of water. So here manor means land of a person, land owned by a landlord. So if a cloud be washed away by the sea, if a piece of land is washed away by the sea, Europe becomes less. That means it decreases. The quantity reduced. So in the same way, a promontory also, and also in the same way, manner also. It's a manner of uh, thine or your friends, or it may be others, but it affects all. So it affects all humankind. So here Jordan uses a metaphor as a cloud. Here, if a man dies, it affects or it injures all the human race or humankind. So let's see last six lines of the sonnet. Uh, so if manner of thine own or of thine friends were. So loss of your large country house or your friend's manor or a large country house is affects everybody. So each man's death diminishes me. Diminish means to make less or reduce. For I am involved in mankind. Here, the John Donne states that he is the part of humankind. So each man's death makes or affects him or injures him. So therefore, send not to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. So here he speaks of each man's death as diminishing him, and he is involved in mankind because he is a part of humankind. So these last three lines address the death. So ringing of the bell or tolling, bell tolling, symbolizes death. So therefore, sin not to know. So here poet suggests when it or when the bell rings, he says to us, do not ask for whom the bell tolls. Okay, so it tolls for you. Whenever anyone dies, it is like everyone has died. So don't send anybody to find out who has died. So it tolls for you. So here I have given the summary of the poem and go through these lines, and this is useful for your final examination.